Hey, what's going on, everybody? Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you may be around the world. It is our live broadcast on a beautiful, amazing Monday full of positivity, happiness, joy, abundance, wealth, health, whatever you desire and wish. And today, I got a good one for you. Today, we're going to dig deep in that brain of yours. We're going to talk to you all who might have had a good run at some capacity, had some success at some capacity, whether in a traditional job, whether in a non-traditional job, such as a network marketing profession, or maybe you'd have had a traditional business and things went really, really well for you in a period of time, and just the Titanic just went down, down, down. And you're trying to recreate yourself. You're trying to recreate your success. You're trying to recreate your own story all over again. And for some reason or another, it's just not happening for you. For some reason, you identify like, oh my goodness, like the more I'm trying to build the success that I had, or create the story that I worked so hard for, or get back where I was, the harder things become for me. Well, fear no more. I'm going to give you from my personal experience and many life lessons that I have learned, how you can actually overcome that. And again, this is whether you were on a traditional business, traditional job, network marketing, sales, direct sales, anything that you've done in the past. And I don't claim to know it all. I am not your guru. I am not your join me and make $10,000 a month guaranteed. I don't play that game. But what I will tell you is I will share with you my personal experiences, my personal losses, my personal gains, and then you pick up from them whatever works best for you. And if it doesn't relate, obviously just dismiss it and continue if what you're doing does work. So nonetheless, I am Ali Madawi. If you are joining me for the very first time, thank you for the love and affection. This topic is important to me. And this topic, it was almost being addicted and in denial for a very, very long time until I had to make peace with it myself. So I figured, maybe it's time to allow someone else to feel good about where they are in life and accept that something did not work out, and it's okay if it didn't. Now it is time for you to rebuild, okay? So first things first, the one-hit wonder. What does that mean? The one-hit wonder is that one person who had success, maybe has built a success story for themselves. I'll use myself as an example. I was in between 2012 to January 2015 in a very successful run for myself and my family. I had business all over the country, 27 states. Things were booming, popping. I was like, oh my goodness, this is the dream that I've worked so hard for. I never have to worry about redoing this all over again. Things are amazing. And after a period of time, the company decided to sell without telling the representatives, and they did sell. And the moment that they did sell, it just kind of put a stop. All the success that we had, all the story that we've built for ourselves, all the income that we made was just a major chunk of it, 70%, 80% of it was gone. And along with it, the credibility, along with it, the influence, along with it, even if you might not have had something to do with that process, the masses looked at you and said, you influenced me to believe that this was the answer. You influenced me to believe that this is the last home for me and for you and for my family. So nonetheless, I had to challenge myself and say, I'm going to do it again. I'm going to recreate it again. And a second opportunity came about, and we went for it. And built it in 6 countries. And I was like, oh my God, I'm not a one-hit wonder. I can do this again. Great. 9 months later, the company had compliance issues with the Federal Trade Commission, and they went back and forth in different battles. But in a direct sales company or a public company, it doesn't matter how good you are. If the name is tarnished, if people can Google it and find negative things, even if it's true or not true, you're done. So that went down the toilet. Again, credibility, influence, relationships. Again, found myself in the same place that I was. Hey, I'm going to try to do it again, but this time I'm going to do it a little bit different. And I decided to start a network for an energy company and went for it. Again, things are booming. 18 months later, they were taking my coaching stuff and using it in another website and selling it as if it was theirs. And I was like, hey, hello, company. You never told me that you were going to literally take my stuff in a fraudulent way, not even discuss it with me, and they said, well, you signed a contract to create content for us. So, it is what it is. I said, no, I signed a contract to build a network for you, not for you to take my coaching stuff and resell it. And here it is again. They punished me, and they actually took me out of the network and kept the network. For me, for challenging and going back and forth and having cease and desist and all that stuff. Nonetheless, 3 times. Influence, income, relationships. Again, battered. Hey, I'm going to do it all over again, but this time I'm going to go about it from a different perspective. I'm going to go about it from a corporate standpoint. And I'm going to be a consultant and advisor for corporations. And along the way, I can advise them to hire some people. I can advise them to work with some people. Okay, great. I got a 3-year contract for a 5-figure per month contract. It was a great, experience until at the end of year 1, not 3, year 1, the money stops coming in. We call, we wonder what's going on, what happens. And it was just a runaround. No matter what, it was a runaround. And even we considered talking to lawyers, and they said, you're just going to keep going back and forth. This is going to take a while anyways. And again, along the way, income, influence, relationships, battered. And do I keep going? Do I stop? That was the challenge that you always have. And there's 2 factors or 4 factors really that keep you either going or stopping or you're fighting with constantly at least. And those factors is you have pride and ego. Now, they may look the same, but one is healthy and one is not. Or to be honest with you, they both can be healthy or can't be healthy, right? So it was like, I don't want to quit. I don't want to give up. I don't want to look like a failure, like I dropped the ball, like I lost it all. I'm gonna maintain my life. I'm gonna maintain my image. I'm gonna maintain my name. I'm gonna keep it going, right? And then ego says, hey, you're the best, you're the better, you've done it 4 times, you could do it again. And along the way, you're asking yourself, do I really want to compromise again with the possibility of income, influence, relationships? And then you have the other side of the spectrum, which is embarrassment and humility. Okay, do I humble myself and go back and start from ground zero? That's the humility part, right? And then, but it's going to be embarrassing because everybody else that has had success or has been part of my organization or worked with me, I'm embarrassed to show that I failed, right? So all along the way, you're fighting. And that mental attitude, that mental behavior could be very, very unhealthy. It could be even destructive. It could lead you to make bad decisions. And again, I'm talking to you here from experience where my wife and I had to have honest conversations like, hey, what the heck is going on? The game changed, but we're still playing the same old strategies. And for some reason or another, it's just not happening. And it got bad. It got really, really bad. And we had to redesign and recreate ourselves and understand, just like the music business, when the music changes, your style has to change as well. You don't have followers, you follow your followers. You don't have fans, you have to keep your fans. You have to keep them, you have to maintain your relevance. And your fans no longer listen. I'm just giving you a music example. They don't listen to DVDs anymore or cassette tapes anymore. They're going to the digital world, right? They're downloading music right now more than ever. YouTube has more music exposure than most of other music outlets altogether. So if you yourself don't update and upgrade your style, your mental attitude, your way of doing business, you're going to be irrelevant. And that's going to lead again for you to just drop or sink deeper and deeper and deeper. This is why there are many one-hit wonders. People who try to recreate the same thing they've done back 10 years ago, and they realize it's just not happening for me. It's just not happening for me. And sometimes they end up quitting. So let's talk about the fact that, again, specifically here, anything that is e-commerce, MLM, even sales, direct sales, advertisements, to be honest with you, everything now is available with a click. With one click, I can know everything that I need to know about you. With one click, I can find out everything that I need to find out about you. It's funny how when people approach me or reach out to me, hey, long time no chat, I can either go to your newsfeed or go to LinkedIn or go somewhere on something that you clicked on, and I see what it is relevant to, and I'll connect the dot, and I know that you're eventually going to approach me about a certain opportunity or product or service or what have you. So the game is exposed more than ever. Techniques, strategies, all that stuff, it changed. So you too have to change. You too have to update your style. And my style, more than ever now, is transparency. Now, yeah, I've always did my very best to keep it real and be clear, but you can't just keep it real and be clear. You gotta be transparent. You gotta, like, straight up, here is my line of underwears, right? Like, if you don't put it all out in out there, it's easy for people to learn what they need to learn. And if anything, even if it's not that you didn't say the truth, but if you kept something to yourself at a later date and they get to it before you do, they're ultimately going to look at you as if you held something away from me. So the subconscious mind is thinking, I'm not going to do business with this person, or I don't want to get involved because I'm afraid, because of the previous experiences, that this is going to happen again. Okay, the next thing is it's no longer about the guy or the woman, right? The top producer story, I'm here to tell you from experience that is irrelevant. I can't sing the same song from 2015 and say, I've done. You know, that is, again, that's like, who is somebody that is, it's like Justin Timberlake talking about, hey, I want to do an NSYNC album. We're all gonna laugh and be like, seriously? Now, some of us who lived in that period of time may say, like, this is great, let's have a reunion album. But the people who know Justin Timberlake, they're gonna be like, I don't wanna hear that, right? That's like, what is this? The 80s, the 90s, right? The 2000s. Like, we are more advanced. Or it's like as if, today's hip hop, for example. And again, sorry if I keep using music, but that's like the most relevant thing that comes to mind. There's a battle between old school and new school. There's a battle between auto-tunes, right? Everybody's auto-tuned up. Well, that's what the game is asking for right now. So it's what the community is requesting. Chance the Rapper, he wears the hat with number 3. He's from Chicago. He's not signed to any album. He's never sold an album or a song for that matter. He made $33 million last year. Crazy, right? He won 3 Grammys. How is that possible? Well, I'll tell you how is it possible. He no longer focuses on me, the artist. He focuses on, what can I do for my community? What can I do for my fans? How can I give? And he said in many interviews, I don't want to punish my fans by charging them. I'd rather have the advertisers pay me while I just give it away for free to my fans. So he went about it in a little bit of a different approach, and he understands that the game changed. This is why he is where he's at in the success that he is having itself. So you need to have this concept of social responsibility. You need to understand that I have a responsibility towards my network. It is no longer about me. I have to identify what is right for my network, what is right for my team, what is right for the people that I'm working with, and how can I give to them. And just like Chance the Rapper, I'll ultimately be taken care of. And that is the new approach right now, at least in my view, in my vantage point, right? We live in a digital world. If you're still doing home meetings, hotel meetings, if you're still thinking that sending postcards and flyers is the answer, I'm here to tell you, you're just waiting for another piece of failure story to be added to your story. So you gotta step your game up when it comes to the digital world. You gotta step your game up when it comes to social media. You gotta step your game up when it comes to understanding how can I build a virtual community and stay relevant by giving, using social responsibility. You got to protect them. You got to use the mindset of innovative excellence. You got to do things different. You have to. Otherwise, you'll sound just like everybody else. Isn't it funny how the more we scroll in our newsfeed, the more we hear that one person who says, or many people for that matter, it's like there's so many Gary V's and so many Ty Lopez and so many gurus, right? And everybody's saying the same thing. Here are my top 10, blah, blah, blah. Now click on the link below and you can be rich tomorrow. Oh, here's this, here's this, here's this. I'm giving away a free book. That's great. I'm not taking a shot at any of them. But if we all sound the same, what makes us different? If we all are saying the same story, is it really authentic, genuine, true, or is it just another rah-rah, hype so I can play on the emotion of individuals so they can spend money on me? Right? So you yourself have to be a responsible ambassador of your community. You yourself have to literally represent truth. The hype is gone. It is all about world class right now. World class is the way to go. Real track record. Real factual success. Real factual process. Not something that sounds good and gets you hyped up and excited. Not something that, it's funny, I see many people, they share their uplines cars. Oh, look how my upline won. This business works. With all the respect, it ain't you. That's like me saying, hey, and by the way, some of you may laugh at this. I used to do music, still do, but not as much involvement as I used to. I used to go by the name of African Ali. You can YouTube search it, and don't judge me because that was from my personal growth Ali Madawi. So the process itself is lost my train of thought here for a second. I kind of got lost in African Ali and what you could possibly find. No, it's all good stuff. The fact that you can hype up things and tell me about your upline, it's like me saying, hey, look at what Jay-Z did. He's worth $700 million and Beyonce's worth $600 million. Look at what they did. I'm in the music business. This music business works. I'm going to be successful too. I get it. I get you trying to validate what you're doing, and that's great. But validate it with core values. Validate it with who you are as a person. Don't validate it with hype. Because I guarantee you, and the Direct Selling Association released factual data that shows that 97% of people who get involved in network marketing never make a profit. Now, they may be happy customers, and that's great. But don't use just the narrative that works for you in order to attract people. Because eventually they'll find out that you were just hyping and BSing when they realize after their first no, within their first week, this is hard. And Ali told me this is the best thing ever and it's going to work. So don't hype it up. Keep it real. Do the right thing, even when people are not watching. I'm not taking a jab or digs or anybody. I love e-commerce. I love affiliate marketing, network marketing, direct sales. I'm part of it. I am an ambassador of it. But we have to be responsible. We have to have social responsibility and position our people, our networks to win first before we selfishly just think about how much am I going to make this Friday and on the 15th of every single month. We have to set people up for the best circumstance possible. And the game changed. So unless you want to play a CD or a cassette tape for your audience and they're going to look at you like, what the heck is he or she doing? Jump on. Do the right thing. Upgrade your game. For more videos, more information, I'm always here virtually, or you can find me on the Messenger. I also tag my business page, which there is so many, I'm not selling anything. There's so many just video content that I'm showing you how I use my cell phone as my office. And they're all literally less than 1 minute. I guarantee it. So feel free to jump on there. Feel free to reach out if you need any help, assistance, coaching, whatever I can be of service, whatever I can do to create and help you create your core values. We are here to help. For those of you who are in our business community, we are going to be live at 9:15 tonight. We have about 230 plus people in our business community that we are excited about. So I look forward to seeing you guys later on tonight. And for everybody that I'm having one-on-ones with, let's rock and roll. I'll see you in a little bit.